Today we're working with Jenna's image and we're mainly going to be working in layers, and you can find my layers over here. Step 1, we're going to just crop this, take off her notes, double click. Step 2, layer from background. This is going to be important. Then we're going to go ahead and move on and find what's called the Magic Wand tool. Magic Wand tool selects everything that is the same color and value. So this is all white, so it's selected it all. And I'm just going to hit delete, the delete button. Pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and click on all the other areas that I would also like to delete. Not used to my husband's mouse. It's a little slippery. And I would just continue this throughout. And what this is doing is giving me the image without having to draw all of the text as a vector. And I can put anything I want behind it. I can use it as a clipping mask if I need to change the color of the text. Just getting everything deleted out. I might miss a spot or two, and that's okay right now because we're just trying to use this for demonstration purposes. If something wasn't all the way cleaned up, I could simply use the erase tool, zoom really far in, erase any pixels that I needed to, and be good to go. I think I got everything. All right. Now, Control D is deselect. At this point, I want a little bit of breathing room around the text. So I'm going to go to canvas size, which dictates how big the background is, essentially. I'm going to change this. Let's make it nice and big. We can always change it later if we need to. A 7 by 10 is going to fit inside an 11 by 14 mat, so that's nice. All right, so we've got that, and then got a line right here, so I'm going to just grab my eraser tool. Where did you go? Yep. Okay. I'm going to use my right bracket to make it larger, and I want 100% opacity, which it is. Go down. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now if I wanted to put anything on the background, what I will do is go to File, Place, and I've got all these fun things I can put back there. So let's start with, let's do this one. Ooh, and it's showing up black and white, which is interesting, but not what we want. So this must be color managed in black and white for some reason. Convert to profile. We want RGB 1998 and hit OK. And let's try this again. There we go. That's what we want. Move it on up. And perfect. I'm going to just kind of drag it down like that. Good. Double clicking will place it. I've opted not to go all the way down and just have that be white. So the way I would do that now is add just a white layer. So go new fill layer. Solid color, and I'm going to just throw in white. Okay, I'm going to move that layer to the bottom. It's not perfect, so one thing I can do is go to right here. It's a little gray, and then I'm also going to take my eraser tool right here to this layer. Nope, this layer. Click, it's going to say rasterized, okay. It's kind of, I'm going to make this larger so we can feather it. Make sure that the edges are not hard. Not hard, okay. Just kind of erase in there, just gently. Maybe up a little. That looks good. Okay, and this is really beautiful. I think this looks good. if I wanted to, I could take this layer and go over to the opacity and reduce it so that the text was more visible, more contrast there. That looks really nice. If I wanted to, I could place another file for the background. So let's go over here. Let's say I wanted to place the gold, and there it goes. Let's put the gold at the very top. Double click, place it. Might want to bring this up now because I think blue and gold look really nice together. That's pretty. It's not the easiest to read, so, you know, I would maybe, oops, that's not the right. Control Z is just undo. Go to this layer. Might want to, there we go. So that way it's kind of life with Christ. Maybe it should go all the way down to the Christ. So I'm going to go to this layer, right click. Nope. Okay. Let's try that again. Edit, transform. Normally you can get this from right clicking, free transform, but that's okay. I'm going to just drag this down. Life with Christ. There we go. Control 0 makes it all a little easier to see. It looks like it's not actually going all the way to the top of my clipboard, so I'm going to do that. Double click. Now you want to watch how much you stretch things out to make sure you're not getting pixels funny. And it looks like here as well, that's not going all the way to the top. So I'm going to go to Edit and Free Transform and just stretch it on up there. Double click. We're all done. Perfect. That looks great. Now if I wanted a different look completely, let's just go and delete these layers just in case you wanted something else completely. Delete. Okay. And let's say I wanted white text and a black background. So first thing I'm going to do, change this background color right here. Okay. Then I'm going to do layer, new fill layer, solid color. Let's say I wanted this color text. This is going to be kind of ugly. Let's just do it just so you know. Okay, so we're going to, we want this to be a clipping mask. So the text has to be on top. Whatever's on top will grab the color of what's on bottom. This will make sense in a second. Create clipping mask. Kind of acts like a stencil. Oops. Control Z. Other way around. Let's try it the other way around. I always forget with clipping masks. Clipping mask make. Acts like a stencil. There you go. And now I can see too, I've missed a couple of things. So I would go into this layer and just erase right there, there, and here. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's if you wanted to do that. Where this would come in handy is, let's go ahead and delete this. Delete, yes. Let's change this color fill back to white. Obviously, it would come in handy anytime you want to change this text color without having to turn it into a vector image or hand drawing it all in Illustrator, which can take a while. And so let's go to place an image. Let's place this. Kind of like that gold though, if it was gold text. But this is this is a better shape. So let's go this. And let's say I still wanted my text dark enough though. This isn't very dark, so I'm going to make it darker. So I'm going to go to image, adjustments, levels, or I usually do levels. You can do exposure. I'm a big levels girl. Okay, so I'm going to drag this side in to make it all darker. What this is doing is just dragging your dark levels over. And this too. Ooh, that's really cool. Okay, now let's right click and again hit, let's go find, okay, you can hit create clipping mask right here. Oh, that's really pretty. Look at that. And then if you wanted to change this, well, I mean, obviously you could change it. You could just change the color. That's really cool. This gets a little skinny for this treatment, but this is still pretty cool. You could do, you know, something like that. You could do something subtle like this. It's maybe still a little strong. Okay. So there's a lot of options you can do here. The main things really are that in order to change the text itself, you're going to create a layer on top and right click and hit create clipping mask. This is released because I've already got it, but you would just hit create clipping mask. And if you want to change below, you're going to create a new layer and put it below the text layer. Obviously, you're going to go in here and delete any ambient information, which I use with the magic wand right here. This is the magic wand and the eraser tool, which is right here. Both of those will simply delete all that information so you can do whatever you want with it. And then don't forget to change the canvas size if you would like. And you can change anything back here in this layer. And first step, of course, create layer from the background. Now, at this point, you might want to resize the image. 7 by 10, let's say, yeah, I mean, that's going to fit on an 8.5 by 11, but you could change that if you wanted. I usually change things to 300 pixels per inch, just so it's not a huge document. And that is high enough for printing resolution, but not so high that it's going to create a huge document. Okay, Control 0 just makes it, just zooms in a little. All right, Control minus zoomed out a little bit. So you've got a really beautiful printable right here by Jenna Hines at callherhappy.com.